The war had been going badly for 3 years. Commander James Holloway stood on the observation deck of Fleet Command Station Orion 7, his hands clasped behind his back, watching the star map flicker red across a dozen systems. Red meant fallen. Red meant humanity had lost another world to the Vorkai Dominion, a species that did not negotiate, did not retreat, and did not spare survivors. Admiral Patricia Reeves entered the room without knocking. That alone told Holloway everything. "They've broken through the Cassidy line," she said quietly. 14 colonies. Gone in 6 hours. Holloway closed his eyes. 40 million people. "Then we have nothing left between them and Earth except open space," he said. Admiral Reeves pulled up a single file on the holotable. A ship. Long, black, angular, built like a weapon rather than a vessel. Its hull absorbed light rather than reflecting it. Along its spine, 16 plasma lance batteries sat dormant like sleeping predators. "Not nothing," she said. "We have her." The file read, USS Blackstar. Class, Judgment. Status, Classified. Captain Dan Mercer had been recalled from medical leave on Earth. He hadn't asked why. When a black courier shuttle lands in your backyard at 0300 hours, you don't ask questions, you just lace your boots. Now he stood inside the Blackstar's bridge for the first time, and the ship felt alive around him. The walls hummed at a frequency just below hearing. The AI interface, designated Vega, spoke in a calm, female voice that somehow carried weight. "Captain Mercer. All systems nominal. Crew complement, 412. Weapons, fully charged. We have been waiting." "Waiting for what?" Dan asked. "A war worth finishing," Vega replied. Dan walked to the captain's chair slowly. Around him, his bridge crew, Lieutenant Commander Monica Walsh at Tactical, Chief Engineer Raymond Ray Kowalski at Systems, Navigator Sergeant Tyler Brooks at the helm, watched him without speaking. They were the best remaining. Everyone knew it. Everyone knew why they were here. Dan sat down. "Plot a course to the Cassidy breach," he said. "Full burn." The Vorkai battle fleet was enormous, 200 warships arranged in a wedge formation, cutting through the Cassidy sector like a blade through fog. Their vessels were thick, dark, covered in organic plating grown from harvested planetary material. They had never encountered resistance they couldn't crush within minutes. They had never encountered the Blackstar. She dropped out of faster-than-light travel directly inside the formation. Monica Walsh didn't hesitate. "Plasma lances, fire." The Blackstar erupted. 16 lances discharged simultaneously, each one a beam of compressed stellar energy hot enough to melt hull alloys in microseconds. 3 Vorkai destroyers ceased to exist before they could raise shields. 2 cruisers lost their engines and began drifting, burning. The Vorkai fleet, stunned, broke formation for the first time in the entire war. "They're scattering," Tyler called out, disbelief in his voice. "Good," Dan said. "Don't let them regroup." "Monica. Keep firing." For 47 minutes, the USS Blackstar fought alone. She moved through the Vorkai fleet like fire through dry wood, fast, relentless, and absolute. Ray Kowalski rerouted power from non-essential systems to keep the Lance batteries cycling faster than their designed rate. The ship groaned with the strain but held. Vega calculated firing solutions 3 seconds ahead of each maneuver, turning what should have been a desperate last stand into something that felt almost surgical. The Vorkai attempted ramming tactics. The Blackstar rolled and the incoming vessel was caught by a broadside volley that reduced it to debris before impact. They attempted boarding drones. Point defense cannons shredded them in the launch corridors. They attempted retreat. The Blackstar let the small ones go, and hunted every command vessel. When the 12th Fleet finally arrived at the Cassidy sector, Admiral Reeves at the lead, they found wreckage spanning 400,000 kilometers. 83 Vorkai warships destroyed. The rest fled back beyond the breach point, which the Blackstar had already collapsed with a targeted lance strike on the jump relay. Admiral Reeves opened a channel. Blackstar, report. Dan Mercer leaned back in his chair. Monica was grinning. Ray was already running damage assessments, shaking his head in quiet disbelief. Tyler hadn't stopped staring at the debris field. Sector secured, Dan said. Minimal casualties. The line holds. A long silence from the Admiral's channel. Then, my God, Dan. What did you do to them? Captain Mercer looked out at the burning graveyard of the fleet that had broken 14 colonies in 6 hours. We reminded them, he said simply, that humanity doesn't stay down. The war was not over. But for the first time in 3 years, the Vorkai Dominion was afraid.